I have with me the gorgeous Sanjana Sanghi in New Delhi right now. Sanjana, welcome to Delhi and India Today Television.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
First of all, congratulations for your latest movie, Dhak Dhak. And I know that you walked for Lakme Fashion Week. Was there a little bit of Dhak Dhak when you were walking down in that white outfit by Anju Modi? Please tell us.
First of all, thank you for your wishes. LFW, I've now, I think since my debut in Dil Bechara, it didn't happen because it was the pandemic, and I've done it about 4 times. And each time, like every film, the nervousness just keeps increasing. You feel like as a person, otherwise with each thing that you do, it'll keep getting calmer and calmer. But when I wore that bridal outfit, I know that my mother started getting ideas कि इसकी शादी करा दो. But it was a beautiful moment because I could feel the energy, in the room. So
Have you yourself thought about your personal bridal look?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm actually not that. I know every girl has a very clear picture of what her wedding day should look like. I don't. I don't know what that says about me. Maybe it means I haven't found the love of my life yet, or it just means like I'm that person. I just like to do things according to what I feel in that moment. So I don't have a grand vision of my dream wedding lehenga as such.
And do you still get those thak thak when you face the camera every movie that you do?
That's the one thing that even when I was just 13 years old, when I got selected for Rockstar, when I was in the 8th grade, and I had never been on a film set, and I was suddenly on an Imtiaz Ali set acting with Ranbir Kapoor. It just feels like the most natural environment for me. I don't feel any nervousness in front of the camera, and I don't know how that is. I feel like I'm very focused, and I feel a lot of like positive energy, but I don't feel a crippling nervousness, and I'm grateful for that because it makes the job easier. But the dhak dhak is of a excited kind. It's not of a nervous kind.
You're a Delhi girl. I want to know, how did Rockstar happen with you?
Oh man. Oh, that is honestly, the story sounds like a novel because it's so unreal. But long story, short story.
Whatever suits you.
I'll try to keep it as short as possible. But basically, I was 13 years old. I was in the 8th grade. I have been a dancer with Ashrey Lobo since I was about 4 years old, 4 or 5, and I've been a Kathak dancer. So I, as every annual function, was rehearsing on stage in school. And Mukesh Chhabra, who was the casting director of Rockstar, had now decided that he's going to go from school to school in Delhi looking for this Kashmiri-looking girl for Mandy's part. Because they had shot 50% of the film, but they just couldn't find someone to play Mandy. And he had become so desperate that he was like, ab main hi chale jata hu schools. And the murmurs spread that, Rockstar, Imtiaz Ali, Ranbir Kapoor, the casting directors come. And my seniors came and suddenly took me off stage and threw me in front of Mukesh's camera. And he's like, this is the movie, you have to say these lines, just say them. And I just said them and I was like, okay, now can I go back to my rehearsal? And that was my audition. And within 24 hours, my mom got a call from the AD team of Rockstar saying, your daughter has been selected and she has to fly to Dharamshala day after. And I think in those 24 hours, my life changed because I didn't know what that meant for the rest of my life. And I've landed in Dharamshala and I was called into Imtiaz's vanity where Ranbir was sitting. And I just didn't feel intimidated. It just felt like this was supposed to happen. It was one of those things. And from my very first shot, it just felt like I'm so glad that I got this opportunity because I may have spent the rest of my life never discovering that I can act because I'm a girl from a regular middle class family in Delhi, very academic. I would have just gone on a very different path. Yeah.
And what was that first meeting like with Ranbir Kapoor when you just said that when you entered the vanity and you saw Imtiaz, you saw Ranbir Kapoor? What was that meeting all about? And what was the first conversation that you had with them?
It's many years ago. I'm 27 now. I was 13 then. So it's been very, very long. But I distinctly remember more than even Ranbir, it was Imtiaz who just, there's something about the way he looks into your eyes, you know. He will just captivate all of your attention. And I think as his final decision of whether I am his Mandy or not, because I had been selected and flown in, he hadn't met me in person. He just looked straight into my eyes, and I remember asked me 3, 4 questions about me. I answered on the spot, and he's like, "Let's roll." And then Ranveer was like, "Hey, Mandy," and then we like gave each other a high five, and that was just the start of it.
You know, this is one movie, I was again watching it some time back, and I couldn't, pick any flaws in that movie. I mean, I still remember your character so fondly. I don't feel like, it's been so many years for you to remember.
No, I agree. I was actually telling my brother about this, yes, just the other day, that how is it possible that I don't understand how Mandy is known and remembered for so long, because she was just a supporting part, but Rockstar may not even be a flawless film, but there was just something about it, and I felt that from the second I landed in Dharamshala, and anyone who's worked on it will tell you there was just something about the energy during that film. And then came Rahman sir's music and the Kun Faya Kuns and the Sadda Haq, and it'll just always be a movement. I don't think Rockstar will ever just be a film. And I think it's my greatest blessing from like Vaheguru on me that's how my journey started in films.
And like you said, that it was a school audition, kind of that.
It was.
Yeah. So, did the acting bug bite you then or after the movie?
Oh, it bit, and it bit so hard because, like I said, I was this very curious kid. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to study well, I wanted to debate, I wanted to dance. And then when I discovered that maybe I can also act, it was like a bulb that went off in my head. And after Rockstar released, my mom's phone kind of never stopped ringing, to be honest with you, because like it just started off this whole series of, I kind of became like the teenage ad face at the time. The Cadburys and the Coca-Colas and all of that started. So my life in school was not the same after Rockstar, because I kind of was living this hybrid life where I was working and studying. And I would do every opportunity that came my way. I used to try to give it my all. So whatever audition, even if my friends would record it in the school canteen, my dad would give me cues, mom would be on camera, हमने सब किया है. Because the idea was just कि यार देखी जाएगी क्या क्या होता है. And that's been a beautiful journey, It's taught me that just if an opportunity is coming your way, just go at it. And I remember Priyanka Chopra said this in one of her interviews. She said, I pursue opportunities, I didn't pursue dreams. And I really relate to that.
I'm sure, because I'm sure you were not anticipating any of it.
Yeah.
Pre or post Rockstar. But also, as an outsider, I want to understand from you, what have you learned personally? What were your experiences?
My only experience is that of not belonging to the film industry. I've come from Delhi and I've moved to Mumbai, much like many of the actors we admire have. I mean, everyone from a Shah Rukh Khan to an Amitabh Bachchan to Taapsee, everyone, right? There are so many. And what I'm learning about our journeys is that I think everyone's running the same race in a way, but like a racetrack has different circles, we are kind of running on the outermost circle. So we have to run the longest distance to reach the same goal. And through that long distance, we get tired, we stumble, we fall, but we get up again and we run. The ones on the inner circle have a shorter distance to cover. And that's just the best way that I can put it, because I don't know the life of an insider. All I know is that every opportunity that I've gotten, I've had to prove and reprove that we are worth it. And I've learned that you are worth it, in a way. And every audition that I used to give and not get, I remember when I was 17, 18, I used to take it as failure. I used to think कि fail हो गए. And then my dad once sat me down and he was like, Sanj, you need to understand that you are brave for choosing to get up every day and try and give that audition, because putting yourself out in a room full of 200 people where everyone wants the same thing is a very uncomfortable feeling. Where मुंबई की मॉनसून में जहाँ मतलब इधर तक कीचड़ हो जाती है रामनगर में, and you're kind of even a blow dry in Mumbai at that time, it used to feel like 600 rupees for a blow dry, and it just used to feel like so many challenges. But when he told me that it's every audition is you trying once more and it's you becoming better at your craft, I remember my perspective changing. And then whatever audition I was giving, I was kind of cracking better. And I realized that how lucky are you that you're even getting these calls. So it takes time and you have to keep chipping away at it. And I think even Vicky Kaushal's always spoken about his audition journeys, because for aspiring actors, it's very important to know that none of this happens overnight. It happens over many days where you feel like, forget it, ye to hone hi nahi wala. And the joy is in sticking it out. So, yeah.
Also, Dil Bechara was a turning point in your career again. Uh, what's your fond memory of that movie? And of course, working with Sushant on the sets with him.
Too many fond memories on Dil Bechara. I kind of think of Rockstar and Dil Bechara as two very separate stages in my life, because after Rockstar, I've completed school and then I went to Lady Shriram College in Delhi University, because that was my academic dream. So I could have moved to Mumbai at 18 and tried to pursue leading paths, but there was a voice that told me that you have to complete your graduation because that's been your dream, and complete it from your dream college. Dil Bechara was like one of those opportunities in my life that felt ke this is too big to happen. It's too unreal, because The Fault in Our Stars was literally one of my favorite books growing up. I have reread it I don't know how many number of times. And when Mukesh called me, he had always told me that when I direct a film, I want you to be in it. And when he used to say it to me when I was a kid, I used to be like, must be just saying it. But he meant it. And we gave many rounds of screen tests, and I remember finally when I think it was my final screen test, and when Sushant was also brought on so that we can do a thing together, it was just the most incredible moment, because I think he was as passionate about playing the Desi Augustus as I was about playing Hazel, and that just came together, which is why Manny and Kizzy today are their own people. Like, I don't think I will ever own Kizzy Basu. I think her fans own her. I am almost servicing a Kizzy Basu, and for any actor to debut as a leading actor with a part like that is special. And that was possible because Sushant, these things can't happen without the most collaborative co-actor. I was new in the sense that I had never shouldered a film before. So even the smallest things, like in a wide shot, don't expel all your energy, save it for your close up. It sounds very simple, but it's golden advice. And he used to just constantly give me those golden pieces of advice that really helped me. And I'm just ever so grateful for that.
Sanjana, you told me you continued with your graduation from LSR, Delhi. How was it like after, Rockstar? What was the response from your friends? And how was it like in college? Because I'm sure people must be recognizing you then. What was it like?
It used to be really, when I came back after Rockstar's shoot, and we are in Friends Colony in Delhi right now, we were shooting in a bungalow 2 houses away for Rockstar. I didn't know what level of an impact this new experience would have on my life. Everything changed. Everything. Because suddenly thousands and thousands of people kind of get to know you and your name. And it's just this big story that everyone's talking about, that, Sanjana Sanghi movie mein aa rahi hai. It was like this whole chatter. And and I was very, very young at the time, because 13, 14, you're barely discovering yourself. It's that peak of your teenage confusions, teenage trauma, teenage everything. Um, and there was a great side, which is all this, and then there was a flip side where some girls in school and stuff, started to try to make my life a little hard. Um, I found that I was being little bit pushed to a corner, little bit ignored, little bit sidelined, because I think my path had become a bit different. And I used to feel really bad about that, because I used to get to know that they told my teacher that, Sanjana lied to you, ma'am. She's actually not gone on a shoot. She's just skipping school. And things like that, because I could only do this because my teachers would be by my side. They're the ones who used to let me go for shoots and things like that, because they knew that I will take care of my academics. But these elements had started, and it used to really break my heart. So I remember for 2-3 years, I used to like go back home and weep, like, because I was a little girl. But then I learned that when your path is different, people do like to talk. And my dad always says you have to keep your blinkers on and focus on the target and kind of stride ahead. So I I enjoyed the attention when it was positive, and I tried to ignore it when it was negative.
Basically, you learnt that all early on, right?
Yeah, I did, na, because and that's what I say, that many people have asked me, that how come you did paths in a Hindi medium or a Fukre, because there was this thing that to become a leading girl, you shouldn't be exposed before, you shouldn't be seen. But my logic was like, yaar, for kids like us who come from nowhere, when a Dinesh Vijan comes to you and wants you to be a part of an Irfan Khan film and you're in first year of college, who will say no? Who will say no for a funny, epically comic scene in a Fukre Returns where an Excel Entertainment wants you to do it? For me, these were my training ground. They what allowed me to play a Kizzy Basu. And I'm very glad that I didn't listen to anyone. You know? Which is why the sabki suno khud ki karo thing I really believe in. Yeah.
What is Sanjana's pet peeve?
I have many. My pet peeve is I hate when people mix gold and silver earrings. I'm like, why? Just wear.
I hope I'm not.
It's like either wear gold or silver. And I hate it when I really dislike many things, but I think what I dislike the most is, when those lies of like, you'll be like, hey, did you do that thing that I had asked you to do? Yeah, I did it. And then there'll be like a quick text of, so like, just laziness with work is a pet peeve. I can't tolerate it.
What does Sanjana Sanghi's cheat meal look like?
Sanjana Sanghi is perpetually on a cheat meal. I actually don't diet. Everyone who knows me knows that. Luckily, I've been a dancer since I was a kid, so my metabolism is pretty good. And I do work out regularly, but I eat whatever my heart desires. I don't, because our job requires us to be full of energy all the time. And if I was eating just one patta and one grilled fish, and I can't do all that.
Who is Sanjana's favorite actor?
Favorite actor? Hollywood included, because I mean, my world starts and stops at Bradley Cooper.
Wow.
And then is the Indian Bradley Cooper, which is Hrithik Roshan.
Yes, of course.
I cannot deal with Hrithik. He's too good.
Sanjana's favorite travel destination?
I just did a prolonged European summer for my dad's 60th birthday, and I think right now Switzerland has beaten everything that I've ever seen before.
Sanjana's bucket list. What is next?
Professionally, personally,
Both, if you one each.
I think personally, what is currently on my mind, I've just turned 27 2 weeks ago, and I just want to feel balanced, I don't want to go through oscillations of feeling high and low, because this our nature of our work can do that. So I'm working really hard on finding my center and my balance to just feel good consistently, you know, and whatever that takes, I'm doing. And professionally, on my bucket list is there's a film that I'm very proud of called Kadak Singh, which is my next film with Pankaj Tripathi. And I think on my bucket list, it's that I just want the largest number of people to be able to see that film because I'm very, very proud of what we've done in it. And Pankaj sir just won a national award yesterday, and it's been the greatest honor to do that with him.
Of course, absolutely. All the best, Sanjana, for your next film. And of course, congratulations on Dhak Dhak.